The Sweetwater Mountains is a small mountain range in northern Mono County, California, and western Lyon County, Nevada, separating the West Walker River from the East Walker River. Most of the range is only accessible by foot or pack animal or by four-wheel drive vehicles, and most of the range is contained in the Toyabe National Forest. On this trip, we'll be entering the area about 15 miles north of Bridgeport, California, off of US 395. Looking at a map, you'd see that there are a few other choices of entry that you can alternatively choose. Mt Patterson is the highest peak within the Sweetwater at an elevation of 11,673 feet above sea level. The road to it is one of the highest mountain roads of California. The road to the summit starts at 6,500 foot elevation and is gravel, rocky, tippy, and bumpy with several shallow stream crossings. It's impassable from about September till June. The route is a great trail for experienced wheelers, but if driving along narrow shelf roads with steep drop-offs makes you nervous, you may want to leave the driving to somebody else. 4x4 is required, and yet most stock SUVs should do just fine. Some areas of the road are encroached by brush, so you will want to be okay with a little redneck pinstriping before you're done. Expect heights and expect a trail that's pretty steep. Wet conditions may make for tough driving along the muddy road. It's often very windy, especially at the peak, but the views are truly amazing and will reward you for your effort. The Mud, Sweat, and Gears Off-Road Club of Sonora, California, has adopted this trail and enjoys riding its scenic routes, but also doing trail maintenance, and we're going to be riding along with them today. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready for a great trail ride and enjoying some gorgeous scenery. The first feature we note is Lobdell Lake. Lobdell is a high mountain reservoir at about 9,274 foot elevation. In any kind of wet weather, you'll find it a challenge to get through. During and after storms, the road may be impassable even with four-wheel drive. The surface on this gravel road is often loose, especially along the sides of the road. Because of its unique location and the climb and elevation over thousands of feet and passing through remote areas, it's important when driving in these conditions to be prepared. The road to the lake is 21 miles long. But the scenery is breathtaking and makes the trip well worthwhile. Well, we've made it to the top of Mt Patterson. The club maintains the flag every summer, replacing it as needed. This year, the pole was bent in a 90-degree angle from the winds, and a repair to the actual pole was needed. After enjoying the mountaintop scenery, we'll be heading down to Belfort, a ghost town of a settlement once thriving in the search for silver. We're eating lunch at Belfort. It's a gold-silver district in the Sweetwater Mountains in northern Mono County. Again, we're about 15 miles north of Bridgeport. This includes the Silverado and Frying Pan Canyon areas. The area was probably first prospected in the 1860s But the main mining activity was in 1880 to 1884, when more than $500,000 was produced in the area's settlements. Settlements with names like Belfort and Clinton, Boulder Flat, Montague Mine, Angelo Mission Mine, Kentuck, Frederick, Longstreet, Lily, Deep Creek, and Tiger Mines, Monte Cristo, and Star City. Some mining was done in the district again in the early 1900s and 1930s, and there has been some ongoing prospecting ever since. The Sweetwater Post Office existed on the eastern boundary of the range in the 1920s, and the Fales Post Office existed in the southwestern boundary in 1877. Both Clinton and Belfort, the site of our lunch stop today, had post offices in the 1880s. This entire area is generally known as the Patterson Mining District of Mono County, and that's according to the 1888 report of the State of California mineralogist. Well, lunch is over and it's time to head back up to the Mt Patterson peak. We're not going to linger today because a rainstorm with close lightning strikes is coming in fast, and we want to get off the peak. The next stop for us will be at the Montague Mine. The Montague Mine itself has been blasted shut, but the very interesting stone cabin there is still standing. The door is left wide open to welcome us to come on in and explore. Several of the windows still have glass in them. Now, the photographs of this rock structure don't do the house justice because in the picture you don't get an idea of how steep the hillside is. And covered with loose rock and all, one false step and you'd be sliding hundreds of feet down to the canyon bottom. Well, a big purpose of our trip to the Sweetwater today is to do some needed trail maintenance. Downpours and snow melts take their toll on the road, causing washouts. We'll be packing several washouts with stones and trying to do battle against Mother Nature's effort to close down this trail.
rainstorm. Rain shower.
The end of a day and a beautiful place to camp. Some of the group have discovered this lovely open meadow where dispersed camping is allowed. A misty view of the sweet water to the east is ours to enjoy. This day, as evening came on, so did a steady drizzle of rain, putting out our cheery campfire. But an awning allowed enough room for the 8 of us who were spending the night to enjoy several hours of the best coffee ever tasted and some great conversation.
Now we're heading up to Stockade Flats, kind of paralleling Highway 108, which is the Sonora Pass Road.
Well, the next day it was time to break camp, and we explored this area along the Little Walker River some more, then headed to Walker, California, where we had seen the Golden Gate Mine on the map. The road was closed higher up because of a washout from the week's heavy rainstorms, but we still got to poke around some old buildings and the stamp mill of the old mine. This was a great trip for us. Hope you enjoyed coming along. Maybe you'll take the time to do some exploring of your own of the Sweetwater Mountain Range and the Mt Patterson Mining District.
Hey everybody, this is Ariel the Jeep Dog. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there.